Hello folks, my name is Bob Mazzarella. I'm the owner of Eco Electric. I've been in the electrical trade since 1967. I've been a licensed electrical contractor since 1980, and my passion is landscape lighting, design and installation. My company stands out from a lot of other companies in the fact that my knowledge of planting material, my knowledge of trees. It's one thing to come in and just put an uplight on every single tree along a driveway or around a swimming pool, but when you know plants and you know the vegetation, how it grows, and you know the difference between variegated plants and regular plants, so that you could give more light or less light, and use the plants as reflectors, use the plants as silhouetting something else. So knowing that sets me apart from other contractors. I'm probably my worst enemy because I'm very fastidious, and I like things to come out perfect, as any of my clients could tell you. We're conscious of surroundings. When we do a installation, we place tarps along any trenching that we do to collect the spoils. This way your existing plants aren't affected. We urge, whoever's maybe supervising things to do some extra watering. If we have to remove some plants, we try to water them, before we leave the job. We typically will advise the customer that they need a landscape professional after we leave for mulching and things like that. Every project is supervised by me. I am on every job. I draw up all the as-built drawings of what we install and what we find installed along the way, so that somebody could follow in my footsteps, and you're not left with something somebody did and left, and now you have to hire somebody to, reinvent or retrace my steps, like I'm going to have to do to find out how your job was wired. So, and I do all that myself. I'm on the job. Whether it's laborers or electricians, I'm guiding everybody on what to do, and my goal is to make every project come out perfect. Your existing system has a lot of problems with it. I'll just name a few of them. One is that some fixtures aren't hooked up, and you had a transformer that had a problem with a couple of blown circuits in it. I reset those. They may blow again. I have to investigate and see why they blew. You have open splices and wires laying on the ground, and every time you have a splice, it's a weakness in the system, so you need to get that fixed. Other fixtures are condensating. In other words, there's water leaking into it, the sun hits it, it vaporizes, and then it gets on the lens. And the water that forms on the lens now drips down on the diodes and burns the diodes out. So the fixtures that you have that are working, some of them aren't very long. The longevity is questionable. Some of the fixtures you have are made by a company called Kichler, which I use not exclusively, but they're one of my biggest suppliers. And I went to my supplier and talked with him, and he is obligated to replace those fixtures if we could get some kind of a date on the fixtures to see that they're less than 5 years old. If they're less than 5 years old, I could get credit for those fixtures. It won't be a credit where you could get something different, although he will upgrade you to brass, but it would have to be a Kichler brand fixture. And I think your property is so diverse that we could certainly fit that into a future plan. Let's see. The way I would attack your job is to investigate all the wiring, investigate all the fixtures, get as many working as possible, and then I would then come out to the property one evening, visualize and evaluate the effectiveness of the lighting that we do have installed. From there, I would make a plan to possibly relocate some of the working fixtures to another location that would be for their best use if they're not doing a proper job where they are now. Your system is totally user unfriendly. By that I mean there is nothing that works automatic on the system. Uh, and with today's technology, you're still walking through the house and putting switches on in different locations to get lights to come on. It should be all automatic. We can integrate all the transformers and have them turn on at the same time. We have them so that a photocell will prevent them from coming on in the daytime. A timer will shut them off at night. I could even install something where I'm an insomniac, I don't sleep very much, I get up at 4 o'clock, I walk around my property, I turn my lights on. And that's done with a little remote that I could carry in my robe, or a little wall switch that is actually just taped onto a wall. So I think that needs some work. I could give you some different options on that. Also, I'd want to install some surge suppression on your low voltage system directly. There's been some question whether your system has been compromised by lightning. I didn't see anything that told me that it has. It is possible that that's what happened, but being that your transformers are working, usually those are the components inside the transformers are the first thing to go with a lightning strike. So you have several different types of brands on your property. I don't like all of them. I would use something a little beefier, something that is tried and true in harsh environments. One of them is called a cast fixture. I showed Nick one of them. It's a great fixture. It could take a real punishment, and not only that, but you could rebuild them. So the fixtures you have on your property now, you can't rebuild. They're not module. They're component or sealed fixtures. So all the fixtures that I would install have a 5-year warranty. I'm hoping that you could take some of your fixtures back to your supplier and tell them, these things didn't last but 2 years. I think maybe there's a warranty issue that you could collect on, even if you could just get the product and we could reinstall. I would prefer putting in, a new fixture that is better, but we could work with what you have. Let's see. I have a lighting laboratory at my home. It's a few acres with a lot of pathways and all the different kinds of lighting that I would design for your system. You could see actually in action at my home, and I use different techniques, and you can see all the different things that I would do as they apply to your piece of property. Once your system is shaken out, we could come out with a plan. When I say shaken out, I mean all the bugs taken out. We could come up with a plan to determine what would, be best for you. You have some marvelous features that I'd like to be involved with your project, because I would like to take your gazebo and light that differently. You have an old pathway down to the water where there's a gumbo limbo over in the corner, and you have a great, you have some great foliage, you have some great massive trees there that are really lit wrong. The trunks are lit instead of lighting the canopies and things like that. Out in front of the property, there are some great trees that are very gnarly. I would like to be able to, do some creativity on those as well. You also have architectural features on the house that we could get silhouette lighting to shine through, and I think I have enough of imagination where we could do something spectacular. We could utilize, most of the system that you have installed and upgrade where we have to. Take the fixtures that we have and put them in places where they're appropriate. And, if we have to buy fixtures, possibly buy some better fixtures and put them where they're visualized. So, this YouTube link, hopefully it'll give you a little introduction to myself and what I'm about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Nick an email with a quote of labor and material pricing, and because I don't want that spread all over the internet, just as I did not greet you by your names in the beginning of the video. So anyway, hopefully we could do some business, and I think you'll like how I operate my company. Thank you very much for your time, and looking forward to being part of your property. Thank you.